What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be going over our family's September 2021 budget. I'm not too sure how I feel about it being September. I live in the Northeast and summer always goes by way too quickly, and then once it ends it's not like wear a t-shirt outside weather for about 8 months or so, which is a long time to be cold. So I love fall and I love fall things and fall scents and fall clothes and just like coziness of fall, and I really enjoy the holidays, but knowing after that comes like another like 4 or 5 months of really just cold, boring weather. Just anyway, getting ahead of myself, let's just jump into the budget. If you like the budget spreadsheet that I'm using, I do have it available for purchase in my Etsy shop. It's an instant download to Google Sheets. It comes with a net and gross monthly budget spreadsheet and a net and gross annual budget spreadsheet. So this is our September budget. September is kind of like an average month for us, I would say. There's a couple little weird things, or maybe like one little weird thing going on, but other than that it's pretty much like our normal income, our normal expenses going on this month. We don't have anything like too exciting going on. In my monthly budget videos I do alternate between using the gross and net budget spreadsheet just because I like to look at it both ways, and also just so I can show you guys how each one works a little bit differently. And so this month this is the net budget spreadsheet that I'm using. So we are expecting total income of $8,480 net. So after taxes, after our health insurance premiums are pulled out, and after any, pre-tax retirement contributions are pulled out of paychecks. So the first section, this yellow section, is pay yourself first. I put it first because it's important to prioritize savings and retirement and investing and all that stuff. So this month we don't have a ton going to pay yourself first, but we've got something. We've got $200 budgeted to go to our brokerage accounts, and then $25 towards my daughter's college savings account, for a total of $225 in the pay yourself first section. Then for debt, we've got our 3 debts, our student loans and our home equity line of credit. We do have a mortgage, but I don't put it in the debt section because if we didn't have a mortgage and we were renting, we would still owe our rent as an expense. So I like to keep it separated out. But for our student loans, we're just paying our minimum normal payments, which are a ridiculous number if you're new to my channel. We have just under $300,000 of student loan debt that we're working on paying off slowly but surely. So that's those payments. And then our home equity line of credit is $211 that we budgeted. Hopefully we can get that higher. I'm really wanting to try to pay $1,000 a month towards that at least, but this month, I think maybe just 200, maybe a little more, we'll see. But so for now, it's 211 that we've budgeted. So total, we plan to pay about $3,000 towards debt this month. Next, going over to our fixed expenses. I never usually have a lot to say about these. They're pretty, self-explanatory. I did get new life insurance, and I think I'm gonna make a separate video talking all about that, but now our life insurance premiums have changed. It's not just my husband's policy. I now have a policy, and so I'm really excited about that. It is a term policy, and so it's really inexpensive. So it has a $500,000 death benefit, and it is $29 a month. So for reference, I'm 34 years old. It's a 30-year policy, so I'll pay $29 a month for the next 30 years, and if I pass away while the policy is in effect, then my beneficiaries, which would be my husband, he's named as beneficiary on the policy, he would get $500,000. That's always a good thing to have, never a happy thing to think about, but good to have. Like I said, I'm gonna make a separate video talking more about it, I think, but I went through Policy Genius and it was so easy, and they came to the house for the medical exam, and they like kept the process moving forward and got me a bunch of quotes so I could get the best rate, and I just I couldn't say enough good things about my experience with them. So if you want to look into getting a life insurance policy for yourself, I will link Policy Genius below in the video description. They also do I think property insurance and some other types of insurance, but I use them for life insurance. Other than that, I mean, everything's pretty standard. I usually mention my cell phone, or somebody comments about our cell phone bill. This is for 2 cell phones. I know it's pretty high. I looked into Mint Mobile. There's another one called Visible, I believe, that uses the Verizon towers, and we have Verizon, and so I'm looking into that. I'm still thinking about it. I may just switch over my phone and not my husband's and see how it is, because we both use it for work, but my work is obviously YouTube and I work for myself, so it's more flexible. He works for an employer, and so having his phone working and having internet and service is more important you know, on like for like his 9 to 5. And so yeah, I'm thinking about doing that, but I just keep reading reviews, like mixed reviews, that like sometimes service is spotty, or if the network's really overloaded, they'll put the people that are on visible, you know, that use Verizon towers, they'll put them on like, you know, a lower priority for service and stuff, which I don't really love that. I just don't know how much like practically it would affect me day to day, because I am home a lot using Wi-Fi. So I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. I mean, it's such a, I feel like I've spent way too much time thinking about this question already. I try to be like efficient with my use of time, and I've already spent like many hours thinking about whether to switch my cell phone plan or not, for a savings of maybe 40 bucks a month, which I mean, that's 40 bucks a month, but still it's not an amount of money that I feel like I should be spending so much time on. So I'm probably just gonna make a decision soon, just to either keep it or switch and be done with it. So still thinking about that one. All right, and then finally our sinking funds. So we have a lot of sinking funds, and sinking funds, if you're not familiar, are kind of like the same concept as cash envelopes. I know a lot of people do cash envelopes for groceries and gas and different types of spending categories. So sinking funds are the same thing, but they're a digital version. So I think of them as like digital cash envelopes. And so I track everything in the sinking funds tracker section of my budget, and throughout the month as I spend money, I just, you know, take money out of each fund accordingly. So looking at our sinking funds, we've got our mini emergency fund, and that is fully funded, so we're not contributing anything this month. Groceries, I've said in the past that we spend $1,000 a month on groceries, or we budget $1,000 a month for groceries, and that's not exactly accurate. We budget $250 per week, and so I do groceries on Tuesdays usually, and that means the charge comes out the next day on Wednesday, and there are 5 Wednesdays in September. And so instead of budgeting $1,000, I budgeted $1,250. Vacation fund, nothing this month, but hopefully in the next few months we'll start contributing more to that fund. And my husband and I each get $200 a month for personal spending money, and then we budget $150 for my daughter for anything that she needs. She's 2, almost 2.5 now. Baby number 2, we've been budgeting $50 a month for expenses for baby number 2 when that baby comes, whenever that is. But this month, because our income was a little bit lower, it's probably our lowest income month of the year thus far, I just felt like, you know, we've got like 300 bucks in that fund and no real urgent need to spend it. So I just, instead of putting the normal $50 this month, I decided to skip it this month. So next, Miles is my cat, and we budget $150 a month for him. And then for gas, we've been budgeting $100, and that's actually working out pretty well. We usually each fill up once per month currently, because we're not driving that much. So me and my husband each need about $50 to fill up. Sometimes we do another like half fill up or something. I talked about this in a video last week, but if you guys are looking to save money on gas, I discovered this app a while ago, and I've been using it and testing it to see if I like it, and I really, really like it. And it's called Get Upside, and the way it works is when you get to a gas station, you just open the app, it pulls up a map of where you are, and you just hit the gas station you're at and hit claim, and it has anywhere from 10 cents to 40 cents off per gallon. And all you do is you just take a picture of your receipt after you fill up, and then you get cash back towards your gas in the app, and you can get it as actual cash. And then I just looked, and you can actually get it as gift cards too, if you want to, like, you know, use it for a gift card instead of actual cash back. So it's pretty awesome. I do have a link in the video description if you want to check it out. You'll get an extra 15 cents off per gallon the first time you fill up when you use my link. So it's linked below if you want to check it out. Next, we budgeted $100 for gifts, $25 for home decor, $50 for car maintenance. You'll see in my August budget recap video that we spent a lot of money on car maintenance last month, or I guess it's this month. I'm currently filming this, it's still August. We're trying to catch up a little bit, so there's $50 going in there, and it's still going to be a little bit negative, but we spent almost $1,000, and I think that fund is only negative by 300. But that's why it's good to have sinking funds, because we weren't totally caught off guard and it didn't bust our budget. We were able to just pay for a almost $1,000 car repair, and it didn't cause a lot of stress. So that was really nice, because it's never been like that for us before. When we've had like an emergency expense come up in the past years, it was very stressful. House maintenance, we've set aside $25. I'm debating about whether to up that. It's definitely not enough for house maintenance. We need to be putting more aside, but specifically our oven isn't working, and I don't know whether it's something I can fix or I need to get a new oven. Well, I shouldn't say it's not working. there was a small fire in the oven when I turned it on one time. Like, it wasn't even a fire, it was just like all of a sudden I saw it light up really bright, and then I turned it right off, and like, you know, it went out itself, and I didn't open it or anything, I just kept the oven shut. So I don't know if that was like a piece of food that fell on part of the burner and that piece of food was just lit on fire for a second, or if it was something else. I need to kind of like look into it. I'm a little scared to look into it because I don't even want to turn it on. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do. If I should like try to figure it out, or if I should just forget it and just get a new oven. So a new oven I think would be like 500 bucks. I don't know. But yeah, so we may need to up that budget some because there's not a ton in the house maintenance right now. All right, and then town sewer and water utilities, those are just normal utilities. And then Christmas, $100. Christmas is not that far away. If you guys haven't started saving for Christmas, I'd highly recommend you start putting a line item in your budget starting next month for Christmas, because then you'll have a good like 3-4 months to start saving up. We've been saving for Christmas all year round. We've been putting $100 a month aside. Actually, this fund, it should say Christmas/birthday, because we used this fund for my daughter's birthday, which was in May, and then also it's towards Christmas presents for her and like other friends and family members when Christmas comes around. So there's not gonna be actually $1,200 in there by the time Christmas comes, but I think we only used like $300 for her birthday. So we'll have like $900 or so in there by the time Christmas rolls around. This will be the second Christmas that we're not putting anything on a credit card, and that feels really good, like knowing that it's not gonna be a stressful time of year because we're not going into debt for Christmas. So if you're not saving for Christmas yet, this is your sign. Go start saving for Christmas. If you need some motivation or some sort of like visual thing to keep track of it, I do have a Christmas savings tracker printable on my Etsy shop. It's an instant download PDF that you just print out at home, and so yeah, you can start using it right away if you want to check that out. Let's see, let me go down to this section, which is the summary. This is my favorite part of the budget, and it kind of has a nice visual of where your money is going for the month. So right now, the budgeted summary is showing up, and then below it there's this actual summary, and after the month has been completely filled out, then you can compare the two pie charts and see how you did versus how you budgeted. And so for this month, we have pay yourself first. We've got 2.7% of our money going to pay yourself first. We have more than that going to savings and retirement, actually, because my husband does have retirement contributions that come automatically out of his paycheck. So if we were doing a gross budget, that percentage would be higher. But if we're looking at it for net income, we've only got, you know, less than 3% of our income going towards pay yourself first, which is lower than I'd like. But like I said, this is one of the lowest income months of the year for us. For debt, we've got 35% of our net income going towards debt. So that's pretty solid. Hopefully after the month is done, the total between pay yourself first and debt will be higher than it is now. Right now it's about 40%, and I like to try to push to be about 50% of our net pay, but we'll see how the month ends up turning out. And then for fixed expenses, it's 29.9%, so 30% basically, and then sinking funds, 32.3% of our money is going to sinking funds. Sorry, my phone is vibrating and I just went to check it, and I just got a sale for my budget spreadsheet, so that makes me happy. So thank you, Audrey, for purchasing my budget spreadsheet. If you're watching this, I appreciate your order and I hope you really like it. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this and watch us pay off 6-figure student loan debt, then hit that red subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.